Hey guys, GNS here. Today I want to talk about football games, college football games. I want to give some predictions and my thoughts on certain games. I'm gonna start with the first one: Michigan, Penn State. Yeah, Michigan is terrible, but Penn State on paper is even worse. They're 0-5. But despite how bad they look on paper, I'm still picking Penn State to get it done. They beat them last year. I think they beat them this year too. Even though I think Michigan has one more. I know they've won more games. They've had a little bit more success than Penn State's had. I still think Penn State has better talent. I still think the coach is better. I think somehow they're going to go into Ann Arbor and find a way to get it done. It's going to be a close, ugly game, but I picked Penn State to get it done. I think they're the better team. Um, let's talk about Texas and Iowa State. That's who they're playing, right? Yes. I got the Longhorns winning at home. They're going to win by at least 5 points, maybe a field goal. I think their offense has struggled pretty badly in some games, like West Virginia. I think it's going to continue to struggle, but I think the defense will win that game. And I think Sam Ellinger will make plays late in the fourth quarter to win the game and get out of there with a W. Um, let's talk about Florida State and Virginia. Okay. Florida State's basically just had a bye week. They didn't play Clemson. They tried to postpone it, try to reschedule. You know what I mean? So I got I got Florida State winning at home. I believe they'll pull it off. Jordan Travis is back. They got probably some other guys back as well. I think since they're at home, they find a way to get it done. I think they'll win a very, very close, ugly game. Like Virginia's, I think they're the better team, but because it's in Tallahassee, I think Florida State finds a way to win. Let's see who else plays. Um, Texas A&M and LSU. I think that'll be a decent game. I think this will be the best LSU has played all year, but it's at A&M, so I'm going with the top five team. I'm going with Texas A&M in a very close game in a shootout. I think it's going to be high scoring. So sorry guys, sorry LSU. I like y'all. I don't. I got a little vendetta against Jimbo because he left Florida State like he did. He didn't tell any of his players, but I'm still going with the Aggies. Sorry guys. Florida, Kentucky. I think Florida's gonna win this game. It's not gonna be close. I know Kentucky's has had problems this year. They haven't been able to play very good. They've lost a lot of games, and I don't think this will be any different. And it's at the Swamp. I think Florida gets revenge from 2 years ago. Technically, they had it last year, but it was at Kentucky, so it's a little harder. Now it's at home. I don't see an upset happen. Sorry, guys. I think Kyle Trask. I think Pitts, and I think that Florida defense is going to be too much for you. Let's talk about the Iron Bowl, another big boy game. With Nick Saban not being able to coach that game, it's still at Alabama, and I don't think Auburn has the athletes. I don't think they have the quarterback. I don't think the coach is good enough to beat Alabama this year, given what Alabama has on offense and defense. This game is shouldn't even be close, but it's gonna be competitive. I think it's gonna be close because one, it's a rivalry, and two, Nick Saban's not coaching, so I think it's gonna hurt Alabama a little bit. But at the end, I see Alabama pulling away, running the score up a little bit. So it's gonna be competitive for at least 2.5, maybe 3 quarters if Auburn's lucky. But I think Alabama's gonna beat them. It's not gonna be close after a while. Let's talk about who else plays. Yes, how could I forget the big game that I'm looking forward to tomorrow? Notre Dame and North Carolina. You know what? I do want to pick North Carolina because they're at home. They got Mac Brown as the coach. They got Sam Howell. That team's a lot better than what it was a year ago. But it's hard to pick against Notre Dame after you've beat number one not long ago. So I will say this. I do think Notre Dame should be on upset alert because North Carolina is a scary team to play. That offense is very good. That defense is getting better. It's at North Carolina. Like I said, last time a top five team went to North Carolina, they almost lost. So I'm gonna pick Notre Dame though. I want to pick North Carolina just because I like to see upsets happen. You know what I'm saying? But I really think Notre Dame pulls out of this with a win. They're gonna have a hard time on the road, but they get it done. I think the defense will make plays late in that game to save them. One more game, and then I'm gonna let y'all go. Ole Miss, Mississippi State. The only reason I'm looking forward to this game is I want to see how Mississippi State responds to last year's incident. You know, with the receiver scoring a touchdown for Ole Miss and urinating on the field like a dog. Told him, take that on the logo. It was hilarious, by the way. But despite how badly they may or may not want revenge, I got Ole Miss winning this game. I think they're gonna beat the crap out of Mississippi State just because Mississippi State's defense has not played well, and offensively they've been up and down. They've been a little inconsistent. And Ole Miss put up a bunch of points on Alabama, so I think they can do that with Bama. They can do that with anybody. So I have to go with Ole Miss in this game. It's gonna be a good game, very competitive game, but I got Ole Miss winning. That's that it. Oh yes. Let's talk about. It hasn't happened yet. Let's talk about the SEC championship game. I really believe it's gonna be Florida and Alabama, and you heard it from me. I got Alabama winning. Roll Tide, roll. Screw the Gators. It's all about this right here. It's not, but it still is. So sorry, I'm just being biased. Florida can win that game, but I got Bama winning. Roll Tide, roll. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. Love you guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow.